But in regard to Lauren's book, there are two questions that we ask ourselves whenever we get in a manuscript that we're considering publishing. And I'm sure publishers generally ask themselves these two questions, especially small publishers. And the first question is, obviously, is the work any good? Is it worth publishing? And the second question is, can we work with this author? Because, especially for small publishers, it's kind of an intimate kind of relationship that you build up with the author over the course of producing the book. And I'm glad to say that in Lauren's case, the answer to both questions was a resounding yes. The work was very good. Gerald's the fiction editor, so she would know more about the content. I was involved with Lauren in physically, I suppose, producing the book. And you know, books don't come into this world fully formed. There's a lot of work goes on leading up to tonight, to the launch of the book. And we worked by email with Lauren, and he was indeed very easy to work with, and it makes the job that much easier, because you do get authors who can be a bit precious about their book, and they make certain demands that you mightn't always agree with. Because I think publishing a book is a very special thing, and maybe it shouldn't be done too lightly or maybe even too often. And that's why we're celebrating tonight. We're celebrating the launch of a book, because it is a very special occasion. It's kind of the end of something and the beginning of something. It's the end of that long process of getting the manuscript, and Jerry got that manuscript and did what she does with the fiction manuscripts. And then there's the physical production of the book. And I was in contact with Mary Fleming on the cover, and I must say that the cover is very eye-catching and does draw your attention, and I hope it draws the attention of lots of people in bookshops. So that's that process, and then it comes to tonight when the physical book is here, and then there's the beginning of something from tonight. The book is now launched out on the world. It takes on a life of its own, and hopefully grows in popularity and also, I'm sure, in sales. So we're delighted to publish Lauren, and congratulations to him. And that's it. Thank you very much.
I want to thank Lauren very much for asking me to do this tonight. I'm really, really very proud to be part of this event for him. I first met Lauren through his work at Launch Women's Link, where he was a tireless advocate for women in the county. Indeed, the proceeds from his first book, which went to Women's Link, I thought I got to know him pretty well when I was there. And then I read his first book, and I stayed up half the night reading it, and it scared me half to death. And when I got to the last page, two thoughts struck me. Number one, that was some story. Number two, I don't know Lauren Patterson at all. I thought I knew this guy all these years, I hadn't a clue about him. So now he's back with his second novel, with Bad Blood, and I was a bit better prepared this time, I have to say. But once again, I think you'll agree, he's proven himself to be a hell of a storyteller. And as well as being a story well told, Bad Blood it's beautifully, beautifully written. There are just some incredible passages in the book. It's immaculately, crisply written, and I couldn't really give it higher praise in that regard. But just to talk a bit about Bad Blood, another book that had me up half the night, Lauren, thanks very much. It's based in a high security wing of a mental hospital, and we're brought into the wing through the eyes of Lenny Durham, aka the professor. But he's not a professor, he's a patient there in the unit, and he has a unique position in this unit. He's the trusted confidant of the rest of the patients, and he also has this encyclopedic knowledge of the mental health system and its use of drugs and other treatments. And through his eyes, we see the real people in the unit, and we meet these and become kind of intimately aware of them, who they are, and they're much more than just patients, just numbers. And in that you'd know that Lauren is a person who has immense knowledge of that system. Sorry, Lauren. And you see his knowledge and his understanding of the whole system, and also you see the failures in the system, or as we know them in Ireland, systemic failures. We're all too familiar with that term now. So, well, being asked to launch anybody's book is always a great honour, because you get to stand up and they kind of launch their baby out into the world. But being asked to launch Lauren's second book is obviously a real honour for me, because we're friends, I know him a long time. And it's also a very exciting and exhilarating time in his writing career, and it's great to be part of that too. He's a fine, fantastic writer, and he's also wonderfully generous in his support of other writers, and that really, we see that time and time again, and it just goes to show part of his true calibre as a person. So it gives me great pleasure to officially launch Bad Blood. Buy it, read it, buy some for your friends, you won't be sorry. So congratulations, Lauren, you have another triumph on your hands. Well done.
Thank you. Mary said that writing is a solitary pleasure, and it is wonderfully solitary pleasure. But a night like tonight only happened because a lot of people go to a lot of effort and work to make it possible. So I'd like to start off by just acknowledging all the support that I've had to bring me to be standing here before you. Bad Blood is a book about mental illness and its care. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 of us are going to experience one form of mental illness or another at some point in our lives. Against that, a writer that I really like, Stephen King, says actually we're all mentally ill. It's just those of us who are outside the asylum manage to hide it better than those who are inside. I don't know what point of view you take, but regardless of that, I'd like to introduce you to a very good friend of mine who's a certified head case. His doctors say he hasn't just got a mental illness, but a whole basket case of them. And whether he does or not, I leave up to you to decide. But Bad Blood and Lenny Durham. How many did you take, I ask her. The whole bottle. A pause. All that was left in it, she qualifies, her voice muted, flat, stripped of most of its emotion. Valium, enough for sleepy bye-byes, but no adios. She's not able to look at me when we discuss her attempt, her shame at still trying, too overwhelming, or maybe her shame at failing. But that's okay, eye contact will come. For now, it is enough that she talks. I let the silence linger. Time is fluid here in the high security unit, measured not by clocks and calendars as in the world outside, but by the ebb and flow of inner torments, the cadence of meals and medication and case reviews, and the lunar cycle, of course, moon madness. For us patients, the full moon is often a monstrous compulsion and driver of mood. Outsiders may not believe it, but the staff here do and plan around it.